All that we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. With this sacred maxim from Gautama Siddhartha, we begin our journey toward the deep understanding of the energy of creation. In Buddhism, the manifestation of reality is not a stroke of luck or a random event, but a continuous flow of causes and conditions. Understanding this dynamic is the first step to aligning your vibration with the field of infinite possibilities that surrounds us. It is time to awaken the dormant potential within your soul. The energy of creation flows through consciousness, acting like a divine chisel that carves matter from the marble of pure intention. When we dive into ancient teachings, we realize that we are the master architects of our own vibrational frequency and the destiny that emanates from it. It is not just about wishing for a better life, but about tuning the mind to the universal laws that govern all existence. Each thought emitted is a wave that reverberates through the invisible fabric of the quantum reality. You are the observer who defines the form of the universe through the gaze of your spirit. I invite you to breathe deeply and abandon, for a few moments, all limiting beliefs about what is possible or impossible for you. The energy of creation is abundant, eternal, and available to all those who learn to master the winds of their own mind. Throughout this study, you will discover how to convert stillness into action and thought into tangible, physical reality. Let us, together, unveil the Buddhist secrets for a life of full harmony and magnificent manifestation. Open your heart to the wisdom of the ages and the power of the eternal now. To begin the journey, one must first clear the mist from the mirror of the soul. Only when we see the world as it truly is a dance of light and emptiness can we begin to choreograph our own destiny. The clarity of vision is the birth of the Creator's power. Right understanding is the foundation of all creation, for it removes the scales of illusion from our spiritual eyes and awakens the inner observer. In Buddhism, understanding reality means recognizing that matter is only densified energy, waiting for the command of your consciousness. When you see beyond appearances, you realize there is no separation between the observer and the thing observed in the quantum field. This pure vision is the fertile soil where the seeds of creative manifestation find the nutrients of truth. Many seek to create from a place of lack, ignoring that abundance is already encoded in the very essence of the quantum vacuum. Right vision teaches us that reality is a faithful mirror of our internal perception and our deepest, often hidden beliefs. If you see a hostile or scarce universe, your creative energy will work tirelessly to confirm this limited projection in your life. By changing the lens through which you observe existence, the molecules of destiny begin to reorganize themselves in real time. This practice requires the recognition of emptiness, the infinite space where all forms of life and matter have their divine origin. In the void, there are no limits, no impossibles, and no time, only the pure presence of the conscious being. When you align yourself with this space of absolute silence, your mind becomes a projector of luminous and high-frequency realities. Right vision is, therefore, the awakening of your gaze to the grandeur of your own internal divinity. For the seed of creation to flourish, it must be planted in soil of purity and protected from the winds of doubt. We now enter the domain where intention becomes the compass through the ocean of the infinite. Focus is the gravity of the spirit. Right thought is born from detachment from the ego and tuning into the higher purpose of your eternal spirit. It is not a superficial desire of the rational mind, but a deep will that emanates from the center of your being. When your intention is pure, it finds no obstacles in the fabric of reality as it vibrates in harmony with the whole. The energy of creation responds to the command of a mind that has decided, without hesitation, its destiny. Often, our creative force is fragmented by thousands of contradictory thoughts that fight each other during the day. Every doubt you feed is an energy leak that slows down the materialization of your most sacred dreams. The wise one cultivates the mind like a garden, removing the weeds of fear and scarcity as soon as they arise. By unifying your thought, You create a consciousness laser capable of piercing through the dense layers of physical matter. To master this practice, one must watch the internal dialogues that occur in the silence of your own mind. Every phrase you repeat to yourself is a direct order for the energy of creation to mold your life. If your thoughts are of peace and prosperity, the universe has no other choice but to reflect these qualities. Right thought transmutes raw energy into sublime forms, elevating your existence to a level of grace. We enter now the temple of sound and the word, where the invisible energy of thought gains a body through the vibration of your voice. The word is the architect of the bridge between your dream and your life. Speak, and the universe listens. The word is the sacred breath that pulls the energy of creation from the world of ideas into the density of matter. In Buddhism, right speech is the recognition that every sound emitted is a mantra that tunes your existence to a specific frequency. When you speak, you are literally decreeing the laws that will govern your private and collective universe. The wise one knows that the word is the crystal bridge between the invisible and the tangible. Many dissipate their vital force through empty words, complaints, and judgments that poison their own electromagnetic field. Every phrase of scarcity that leaves your lips is an order that the energy of creation executes with mathematical precision. Right speech requires the discipline to silence what is destructive and amplify what is uplifting and true. Your words should be like lotus petals, soft, clean, and carrying a deep spiritual fragrance. The vibration of sound has the power to reorganize the molecular structure of water and the cells of your physical body. By affirming your abundance and your peace, you are reprogramming the biology of your manifestation in the phenomenal world. The universe does not only hear what you ask, it resonates with the frequency of what you claim to be true now. Speaking with wisdom is maintaining integrity between what the heart feels and the mouth professes. Energy conceived in thought and decreed by speech must now find a vehicle to walk upon the earth. Right action is the moment when consciousness becomes movement, turning potential into a manifest masterpiece. Let your hands be the tools of your spirit. Right action is the sacred gesture that seals the commitment between your soul and the infinite intelligence of the universe. In Buddhism, acting correctly means moving without generating the friction of attachment or the weight of negative karma that blocks the creative flow. It is the practice of acting through non-acting, where you become the instrument through which the energy of creation performs its work. When your action is guided by harmony, effort disappears and manifestation becomes natural. Many believe that creation requires an exhaustive struggle against circumstances, but true mastery lies in the smoothness of the direction. If your action is born from fear or greed, it carries with it the seed of its own destruction and vibrational resistance. The wise one acts with integrity, knowing that every step taken with ethics and compassion strengthens the magnetic field of their personal success. Right action is that which benefits the whole, ensuring the universe conspires in your favor. To materialize your projects, it is necessary that your movement in the physical world is coherent with the clarity of your spiritual intention. It is no use meditating on abundance if your hands refuse to plant the necessary seeds in the soil of daily reality. The energy of creation requires a clean channel willing to work in partnership with the laws of cause and effect. Your work must be an extension of your meditation, a prayer in motion. We enter now a field of vital sustenance, where theory becomes the practice of ethical survival. Your livelihood is the vessel that either stores or drains your creative force. Choose to build your life upon a foundation of light and integrity. Right livelihood is the art of sustaining your existence without hurting the sacred fabric of life or your own soul's integrity. In Buddhism, the way you earn your living determines the purity of the energy you will have available to create your reality. If your work is born from exploitation or deceit, you build your house upon a terrain of vibrational quicksand. The wise one seeks an occupation that is a channel of blessings, both for themselves and the collective. The energy of creation is extremely sensitive to the frequency of guilt and ethical conflict, which act as noise in your electromagnetic field. When you dedicate yourself to something that resonates with your deepest values, your productivity ceases to be a burden and becomes a light. The universe rewards honesty and purpose with a continuous flow of resources that seem to arise from invisible sources. Your livelihood must nourish your spirit, not just your physical body and your worldly desires. Often, the exhaustion we feel does not come from overwork, but from the lack of alignment between what we do and who we are. If your daily life is a struggle against your own conscience, the energy needed to materialize your dreams will be consumed by resistance. Right livelihood clears the channels of abundance, allowing prosperity to flow without the stains of heavy karma. It is the practice of converting daily effort into an act of love and service to humanity. Lest your energy disperse like smoke in the wind, it must be channeled through the lens of discipline. Right effort is the mastery over one's own will, the delicate balance between the tension of the string and the note to be played. Right effort is the guardian of the portals of your consciousness, deciding which energy should be fed and which should be left to wither. In Buddhism, this practice consists of preventing destructive mental states from arising and cultivating, with loving persistence, the virtues already within. It is not a violent struggle against yourself, but a firm and wise conduction of your creative impulses. When you master your effort, the energy of creation ceases to be a random burst and becomes a constant. Often, we waste our vital force trying to control what is external, while the true power resides in the self-management of our internal world. Right effort teaches that discipline is not a prison, but the track that allows the train of manifestation to reach its final destination. If you dedicate your energy to nurturing resentment or anxiety, little fuel remains to build the reality your spirit craves. The wise one directs their will with the precision of an archer who knows the value of each arrow. To materialize great projects, it is necessary to train the mind to return to the objective whenever it gets lost in the labyrinth of distraction. Each time you bring your attention back to your original intention, you strengthen the muscle of your co-creative capacity. Right effort transforms fleeting interest into a lasting realization, carving the rough stone of life with the patience of millennia. Discipline is the fire that purifies the gold of your intention, removing the impurities of laziness. We enter now the sanctuary of the eternal present, the only place where life truly happens and where the energy of creation can be shaped. Mindfulness is the sacred vigil that witnesses reality without the shadows of the past or the ghosts of the future. Right mindfulness is the gateway to the field of infinite possibilities, where consciousness becomes a clear mirror of reality. In Buddhism, being mindful means anchoring your existence in the now, the only point of power where creative energy can be effectively directed. When you are scattered, your creative force is diluted in time, but when you are present, it becomes a laser beam of manifestation. The wise one inhabits the present like one tending a precious flame, knowing this moment is eternity. Most human beings live in a state of spiritual sleepwalking, with the mind lost in regrets or in anxieties about what has not yet come. This state of fragmentation prevents the collapse of the wave function, keeping your desires in a state of mere eternal probability. Mindfulness unifies your vibration, allowing your electromagnetic field to expand and communicate directly with the intelligence of the cosmos. It is in the silence of presence that the deepest answers and most creative solutions emerge. Each simple task of daily life, from breathing to walking, can be transformed into a ritual of connection with the creative source. When you dedicate total attention to what you are doing, you imprint your energetic signature on matter in an indelible and harmonious way. Mindfulness dissolves fear, for fear only survives in the projections of tomorrow, and creation requires the courage of absolute surrender to today. It is the practice of recognizing divinity in every detail, transforming the ordinary through your gaze. Right concentration is the mastery of one-pointed focus, where the mind becomes as stable as a candle flame in a place without wind. In Buddhism, this practice takes us beyond intellectualization, plunging us into the state of samadhi, where creative energy is not something you use, but something you are. When scattering completely ceases, your spirit's power concentrates on a single point, capable of piercing the illusions of physical limitation. In this deep silence, the command of consciousness becomes sovereign law. In this state of total immersion, the barriers between your desire and the manifestation are dissolved by the fire of direct perception. Right concentration allows you to maintain the image of your purpose with such clarity that the universe has no choice but to mirror it. There is no more effort, only a perfect resonance between your heart and the heartbeat of the cosmos. The wise one does not seek reality out there. They project it from the unperturbed center of their own illuminated emptiness. By integrating these 8 practices, you are not just learning a technique, but awakening the Buddha nature that governs the creation of worlds. The power was always yours. Leave in the comments which of these 8 practices you feel you need to cultivate most intensely at this moment in your journey.